안녕하세요.
One way to experience Korean culture is through food.
Let's eat.
Seoul is a city bursting with restaurants. In Boston, Alston has been home to Korean-owned businesses for years.
There are a lot of stores that sells K-pop goods. There are a lot of Korean restaurants here as well. They're all good.
And they have a shared goal, says David Yang.
We wanted to bring a slice of Korea into Boston.
Yang owns Myeongdong First Avenue. His restaurant keeps a low profile. There's no website or social media, but there is a lot of cooking. The ambiance, complete with K-pop videos on the walls, appeals to many of these late-night customers.
I also really enjoy the music and atmosphere here because I'm really interested in K-pop culture.
So I think the vibe is really chill, because I come here a lot during probably late night. So good to have Korean food at 12 a.m.
Myeongdong First Avenue serves traditional Korean cuisine as well as street food.
So actually, this is my favorite dish, which is called corn cheese.
Yang grew up in Seoul and moved to the States 20 years ago. He says that lately, new fans of K-pop and K-dramas are showing up to eat.
Until 1 year ago, we mainly had Asian customers, but at a certain point we started having customers from all kinds of backgrounds. In fact, a lot of my customers know more about K-drama and K-pop than me now.
For new foodies, Yang recommends a few classics, from Korean fried chicken to tofu and soybean paste stew.
Bibimbap is a rice dish that has vegetable, and depending on the customer's choice, you can put tofu, beef, or chicken.
A customer favorite is this spicy dish of rice cake stir-fried in chili paste.
Tteokbokki has been shown in K-drama a lot, so avid fans of K-drama might be familiar with it.
Korean barbecue is fast becoming as well known as kimchi.
Kalbi is a Korean-style short rib marinated in special seasoning sauce.
Yang says Korean pop culture's influence is creating a craving for Korean food.
I think it's amazing how Americans are starting to listen to K-pop and watching K-drama, and seeing their artists eating and drinking certain food makes them want to try out those certain foods.
The same goes for style.
I feel like there's a lot of people have been watching Korean dramas and they've been following Korean stars, and they want to see this kind of fashion in stores.
Garment Alchemy opened in the Burlington Mall in late 2023, featuring niche designs from Korea and Europe. Igaram Dusakanova and her husband Firuz Iskandarov are co-owners.
I went to Korea, I think back in 2000. I was working in the fashion industry, and I noticed everyone was flawless from head to toe.
Koreans, they tend to put more attention towards how you look first. That's why I feel like the fashion has evolved so much in there.
Dusakanova, who hails from Kazakhstan, lived in Seoul for 10 years. She was inspired to make the move after watching the 2009 K-drama Boys Over Flowers.
I was dreaming of going outside of my country and exploring other culture. And I went to Korea, I studied the language from zero, and then I went to Korea University. I did a business degree there.
She worked in the cosmetics industry before switching to fashion.
What trends are you liking right now in Korea that will eventually hit here?
It's ballet fashion, ballet core. It's cute dresses, pleated skirts. This dress is typical Korean fashion that you see in dramas. Padded shoulders, all ribbons, kind of trendy right now.
Oversized clothes are another, literally, big trend.
We have brands that are $200 or $300 for a jacket or a coat. But we also have dresses that are $50 or $60.
And of course, there's the sale section, featuring trends that just don't stick.
I'm interested in these jeans because they appear to me to be inside out.
Yeah, that's how they're supposed to be worn.
So how much do these retail for?
These are $35 on sale right now because it wasn't that popular.
And we should remind you that the owner of Garment Alchemy actually moved to Seoul after watching a K-drama, and that's not an unusual story.
No, K-dramas have actually brought a lot of people to Korea. In 2023, the Korean Tourism Organization says 11 million people came to visit from abroad, Japan topping the list, followed by China and then the U.S.
Wow. We've both been there. How about them
know.
apples? Still ahead, a Bostonian goes crazy for K-pop and a taste of Korean street food.